Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey Terry, good to have you. Good to have you at our noon session. Welcome everybody. Welcome Gail on Facebook. Hey Marie, glad you're with us. Little weight loss Q&A today. We're going to start off with a question I got about a post I made yesterday in regard to a health-wise meal. We'll look at that, and then we'll open this on up for other weight loss, wellness, and behavior modification questions. Welcome. We're glad that you're with us. My name is Travis Martin. I've lost over 100 pounds on the program, and I've come off all prescription medications due to this lifestyle and due to the Lord using it in my life. I give Him the glory for it. We know all good gifts come from above, and I just always want to be mindful. I know that I don't have the wisdom in and of myself to eat right in this overindulgent culture. So for me to have been able to lose it and keep it off, it just means that the Holy Spirit has ordered my steps and helped me, because once upon a time I repented. And I want to help other people accomplish the same thing that I've accomplished in the Lord. And I know you can. You just got to decide. And the program's helped thousands of people lose weight, keep it off, and the program wants to help you. We want this program to help you, and the best outcome can be that you lose the weight, keep it off forever, and give Jesus the praise for it all. That's what we're hoping for. Live with more joy, better health, longer lifespan, better quality of life during that lifespan. That's what we're after here. And if you're that person that seeks to live more unto the Lord and live a healthier, more robust, more abundant life in Jesus, then you've come to the right place. So we want to be your friend. We want to be your brother in Christ. We want to help you. We've got 3 types of members here. We've got our free community members. We've got our lifetime members, and we've got our partners. We want to be mindful to thank our lifetime members and partners. For without you, we would not be able to do what we do. So thank you for making our burdens a little lighter. We love you, and we appreciate all of you. If you'd like to become a lifetime member, you can go to www.shibbolethdeals.com, www.shibbolethdeals.com. And if you want to become a partner after becoming a lifetime member, you can go to www.helpshibboleth.com. We've got a huge vision and mission, and it's going to have to be God's people that helps us fulfill it. So thank you all. Appreciate you. All right, let me get into this. I've got a lead off here, and then I'll get into the questions. I'm going to share with you a post that I made that has caused some confusion. Let me pull this up. I'm just going to pull it directly up from Facebook here. So the meal in question here is the Health-Wise chicken and pasta microwavable meal. This is a Shibboleth approved meal that has slow digesting ingredients in it so that we don't get that insulin spike. Most of our members know that these Health-Wise meals are approved, but the confusion came from, seems like some think I contradicted myself in that I added a condiment to this microwavable meal. Now, the first thing I want to say is that I do not promote, don't mean to promote shelf-stable microwavable meals. That's not who we are. That's not what we do. What I'm doing here is sharing my lifestyle as it is in a genuine and authentic way, right? As best I can. And we all have got different goals, and we're all in a different situation. What I aim to promote and teach is whole food combining, eating whole foods that grow from the ground and foods that roam the earth that God has sanctioned for us to eat, combined in such a way that we can easily target and remove unwanted body fat. 80% of our diet 100% if we could. I just don't know many people that will. We can, but will we? I don't know many that would be able to overcome being overweight, obese, or morbidly obese if I just take everything away from them that they're accustomed to eating in this culture. So there are some void replacements. Or let's say, for example, Susie says, well, I don't have time to prepare chicken, sweet potato, and broccoli. I'm on the road. I'm on the go. Then what I would do is point them to some approved quick and easy meals, like a Healthwise chicken and pasta meal. Okay. So here I've got the Healthwise chicken and pasta meal that's approved. It does not make up 80% of my diet. It makes up a small portion of my diet. But yesterday I needed something quick and I needed something easy. Is everybody with me so far? I needed something quick and needed something easy. All right. So, hey, Michelle. And I got this out and I made it, and people have heard me say it's never expedient. It's never expedient to add anything to an approved meal replacement. And this qualifies as an approved meal replacement. Is everybody with me so far? But yet I posted that I added 50 calories of Parmesan cheese. Okay. I added 50 calories of Parmesan cheese to that. So the question is, why do I say don't add condiments to meal replacements? And I did it. I don't think I've ever said don't add them. I think I've said it's not expedient if you're trying to lose weight. That meal replacement has everything in it you need. And any extra calories that we add to that meal replacement are not going to come from your fat stores. Now, what I have found with this chicken and pasta meal is if I add Parmesan cheese to it, I enjoy it a whole lot better. Are y'all with me? I enjoy it a whole lot better. Y'all quiet on me. So, number one, I'm no longer 300 pounds. I've mastered this lifestyle. I'm actually underweight right now. And I thought, even though it's not expedient, it's lawful for me to add something to it that allows for it to taste better. We do not want to add, if we want optimal results, we do not want to add anything to a meal replacement that's approved. And we certainly don't want to add any condiment to a pre-digested meal replacement, like, say, Healthwise hot chocolate and cocoa ringa. We don't want to add anything to that. It's pre-digested. But I added this to a meal that was not pre-digested. It's a slow digesting meal. So again, it wasn't, even for me being underweight right now, I've lost all the weight I want to lose. Part of the reason why I keep losing weight is I want to inspire others. So I need to be kind of feeling what they're feeling and doing what they're doing. But every once in a while, I add a little extra to my meal replacement. And I did here. And you can do that too. Even if you're trying to lose weight, it's just 50 extra calories that you didn't need if you're already satisfied with the taste and how satisfied you are with this meal. Okay. But never do that to a pre-digested meal. This one isn't pre-digested. There's some quality protein that you have to chew. This is a slow digesting meal. And boy, you should try it. I'm going to make a wow challenge out of this one. That chicken and pasta, I like it. Say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's about a 7 for me until I add the Parmesan, and then it goes to about a 9. It's pretty darn good. So I just wanted to cover that for those that said it really confused them that I posted that. In addition to that, I want you to understand that all day yesterday, even though I'm underweight, I had chicken and pasta because I feel better. I feel better being underweight, actually. I had chicken and pasta, And then I had this. I had chicken and pasta. And then Sasha and I made up for a couple of days worth of food. We had steak, bacon for Henzo. The bacon was for Henzo. We had steak, shrimp, peppers, and onions. So we shared last night a great tasting meal. A little Henzo had some bacon. Sasha and I had some steak, some shrimp, and some peppers. So all day yesterday, I was under 1,000 calories. So everything, that's why it's important to come to class, because everything, as you get through the basics, as you learn the basics, we all learn it's kind of like in the Bible, Shibboleth's like this, you learn the law, but the law, let me give you a bad analogy. Moses' law is good, isn't it? It establishes boundaries. And what we learn is none of us can keep the law, and it will never make the comers to it perfect or have peace. So we go to the grace of Jesus. So everybody starts off with Shibboleth under the strictest rule set. Does that make sense? We start and establish our foundation, the strictest rule set. And then as we move forward and we become a more advanced student and we get our weight off, we're going to learn how to really personalize this for us, because we start learning about how many calories I need in maintenance, how many calories I need in weight loss, and then you can make some adjustments and you get more liberties. I hope that makes sense. Somebody asked me, did I post that by accident? No, I didn't. I want people to see that the variety and the options are limitless depending upon one's goals, how quick they want to reach those goals, and depending on their individual situation. Diane, I'm sorry if you're tired of answering this, but I get asked all the time. Does Spark break a fast? Don't mind answering that. No, in my humble consideration, it does not break a fast. Spark, any caffeine, some studies suggest that it will slow down the benefits of autophagy, but I don't agree. I've seen studies that counter that, and that caffeine is fine even when you're in autophagy. So what I think breaks a fast is more than negligible amounts of protein, carbohydrate, or fat, not caffeine. Spark has negligible amounts of carbohydrate and some caffeine, and I don't feel that's enough to cause us to miss out on the benefits of autophagy. Chris says, I do meal replacements on the road to stay perfect. It's a tool, not the lifestyle. Exactly. That's well said, Chris. That's exactly how I feel about it. You just said that better and with more efficient use of words. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Thank you, Desiree. Sharon says, I just want you to know that you don't have to explain yourself to us. I know you never do anything to confuse us. I don't think that those meals taste that great. So it's good to know that we can add 50 calories a column. Thank you. Thank you for that. And again, I do it because the classes would get really stale and dull if we didn't have things to unpack. So we want to throw things out there, not to explain ourselves necessarily, but as a learning situation. What changed my life, we have people that just want the diet, right? They want the diet. And maybe my life would be a lot easier if I just gave out the diet. I don't know what that looks like, actually. But diets never did me any good. I had to know why. And once I understood how foods break down in my body, I was able to make better decisions, even on the days I wasn't seeing a great weight loss result. What happens is if you're just following a diet with no explanation, the first day that's fine when the scales are showing loss. You don't care. You don't care why it's working. You're just glad to lose the weight, right? If you're losing 5-6 pounds a week, you don't care what you're doing. You're just glad it's working. But we all hit those days where we're not seeing the results on the scales. And what allows our students to continue on is they have this immense storehouse of knowledge that we all share together, where they know how these foods are impacting their scale weight. So, well, understanding that putting together long chain triglycerides with sugar and starch is bad has helped me make better decisions because I know why it's bad. Hope that makes sense. Lisa, my situation is the first time I followed Shibboleth, I lost fast 70 pounds in 6 months, but I didn't learn to enjoy the process and I gained 40 back. This time I'm making it a lifestyle. I'm eating a lot of category 6, still losing, but enjoying the learning. Good job. Make it a lifestyle. Learn to enjoy the process. Brenda says, kind of like adding a packet of ranch seasoning to Walden Farms fat-free ranch dressing. Yeah, that's something that you can do as a condiment. That's delicious. I like that too. Nicole says, yes, knowing the why is why this works so well. That's right. Equipping ourselves with knowledge. Knowledge is power, and knowledge becomes wisdom when we properly apply knowledge. Anybody else? Any other questions? Shonda, I may just need a kick in the can, but here's what I did. I ate a grilled chicken sandwich, no oil. I made with Sara Lee bread and fat-free cheese. Grilled chicken's a category 1. Approved Sara Lee bread is category 2. Fat-free cheese is a condiment. Beautiful. Half hour to an hour later, I was still hungry, so I ate a Mighty Muffin. You've done nothing wrong. What did I do? Did I wreak havoc on my insulin? No, you didn't. You had a great meal, an eating episode that was a meal replacement, an approved sandwich. You weren't satisfied, so a half an hour later, you consumed an eating episode, a Mighty Muffin. The only thing you did wrong there, you violated the timing rule, which does not cause you a holiday. Now, if you can avoid more eating episodes during the day, and for later in the day, you only have one eating episode that's spot on, red column, yellow column, you're going to have a great weight loss day. So you can still fall in at 3 eating episodes, which is perfection. So no worries there. You've done a good job. You controlled insulin. Alicia, do you have an opinion on use of AG1 athletic greens as a vitamin supplement or probiotics? I like Zero Drag, but did not feel the same about Coreplex. Athletic greens would be similar to AdvoCare's Advo Greens product. It's a great product. Unless they've got some that I haven't reviewed that's high in sugar, the ones I've seen could be used as an extra supplement if you like that. Terry says, I think I'm having a 16-hour fast day. I haven't eaten since 6 last night and am now eating an omelet made with egg whites, spinach, and category 1 Canadian bacon. Beautiful. Great way to break a fast. You're operating in looks like the red column there. Great job. Melissa, I would like to know what ratio you recommend for protein and fat to not provoke an insulin spike when eating carbs. You mentioned that at the end of the class. I don't like to do that. You've been asking those great advanced questions. I don't like to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you've got meal opportunities during the day. So if we're looking at a meal, you need to make sure that your protein is greater than or equal to your net carbohydrate. The greater that your protein to net carb ratio is, the better that meal. Your meal should fall between 0 and 400 calories if you want to lose weight fast. When you hit the 500 calorie lane, you're going to see a slowdown, even if your protein is greater than your net carbohydrate. Diane says, I'm feeling like a champ today. I threw away Easter cake. Good job. I know when my mom or grandmom bakes me a cake, if it's not time for a holiday, I just freeze it and have it later. And it's a great opportunity they forget. And then I can reach out to them and tell them, man, I had that cake from 2 months ago and it was delicious. Of course, it's better fresh, but still, it's an opportunity to love on my mom or grandmom if I eat it later. Good job, though, Diane. Good job. Anybody else? My wife don't make me cakes because she knows I won't eat them anyway. Anyone else? Not that I don't ever. Sometimes I'm allowed. Got a private question earlier. Oh, okay, I've already answered it. Got asked publicly and privately. All right. Any other questions? If you're making, hey Jessica, if you're making approved cornbread, which is best to have with pintos? Yes, the negative, always negative. If we're trying to lose weight, we want to go with the one that tastes the best with the lowest negative number. And of course, that's personal opinion. So yes, yeah, pintos and cornbread's one of my favorite around the Shibboleth house. So yeah, go for it. Yeah, negative number cornbread recipes are going to be better than the ones that aren't negative numbers. Terry says, why is it sometimes I don't feel good after eating carbohydrate? Well, they make you feel sluggish. If you eat too many carbs, which most people do, anything more than a quarter cup is going to make you feel sluggish, but that's not much. You see, that's 4 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons of carbohydrate combined right pre-exercise or post-exercise is going to make you feel good. But if you go above that, it's going to make you feel sluggish and full and terrible and lethargic, especially if you spent any consistent days with the program and have developed a fat adapted metabolism. Your body is going to go, wow, I really like this fat energy. Didn't think I would, but I do. And then you give it carbs and it's got to burn those old carbs. And if you go over your quarter cup, it's going to make you feel really sluggish. You get that insulin spike, promotes a lot of inflammation. Carbohydrates are an essential macronutrient, but they are not the best macronutrient. You just got to be careful with them. The thing with carbs, they taste great. So got to be careful with them and control your portion and combine foods with them right. If you go over a quarter cup, you're going to start feeling lethargy and sluggish typically. Diane, also I found and tried barbecue Quest chips. Oh my goodness, I need to try those. I don't know if I've had barbecue. I'll check. Maybe Joni, if Joni's here. Let me see if Joni's here. Joni, if you're here, could you copy and paste that and send it to Kristen, ma'am? Diane, the vitamin shop had most of their Quest products BOGO. They had the barbecue in stock when I ordered Saturday. Good. Jessica's trying my mama's butternut squash that tastes like fried potatoes, and they do, but yet they're a category 2 instead of a category 3. You get less of that carb effect where you feel sluggish and tired later if you have too many, so that's good. Can you have a Quest bar as a meal on Tiger 16 Day? For some reason, I cannot find the Tiger 16. Yes, you can. Quest bars are allowed and meet the Tiger formula. Sure can. Susan, I went to reorder the multivitamins on the website and they aren't there. Do we not sell them? If you're talking about zero drag, we have our amazing government and economy and the last election to thank. Supply chains have been crushed and we no longer have our own vitamin. We continue to take hit after hit and we trust God with it. Praise God for it. Because God's got a plan that I don't know anything about, but all things work to the good of those that love the Lord. All we can do is apologize and tell you maybe we need to relook at who our elected officials are in the future. I wish I had better news than that. Glad you liked them though. We really love that vitamin. I would opt for Coreplex. Coreplex and a Megaplex would be my replacement for Zero Drag. Shonda says, I bought Quest chips, but haven't eaten them yet because I haven't figured out how to make it a good one on the weight loss meter. Well, they're excellent. You see, you can have you can have 1 to 2 packs as a meal episode. They're that full of protein, and they're really good if you need something more than just an approved sandwich. They're great to add to any approved sandwich. That's how I have them. They're also great to carry into the Mexican restaurant and dip in salsa, guacamole, or cheese dip. Got to count that as a snack if you do that. Diane, I'm in lockstep with you. My favorite, if one has it in the budget, is Metabolic Nutrition System Delta, because it doesn't only have the vitamin in it we need, it also has the appetite control supplements and the weight loss supplements in there too, all in one package. Yeah, many of the vendors that we used to do business with went out of business or can't get products, and the cost of products across the board are going up. We're going to have to go up. We're not making anything off products anymore to keep the lights on because the costs keep going up, and we haven't passed that on. Trying not to, but at some point we're going to have to, because the cost of everything's going up, double, triple in some cases. I think they call that inflation. Anybody else? Any other questions? Comments? Is there a way to share our journal with another Shibboleth member of choosing? Joni, are you here, Joni? Joni, did you, I may have missed it. Did you hear earlier about the Quest barbecue chips, Miss Joni? Joni's a great assistant, y'all. Okay, if we can get that to Kristen, and then do you mind copying and pasting Shonda's request? Is there a way to share our journal with another member? Can you copy and paste that and send that to me in an email? Because that was a feature I asked for a long time ago. And I'll see where that's at in the web developers task list. I'm sure it's down at the bottom though, because there's so many right now, but I still want to make sure he did get that to the list, because I too always thought that would be a great idea. Anybody else? Any other questions? Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate that. Y'all's appreciation of us, it's mutual. We appreciate you, and we certainly love hearing it. Makes us feel good. Sometimes that's our payday, is to hear from our beautiful members and showing the love and the adoration for us. We just love that. We hope you feel it in return. Yeah, Shonda, I think that's something we can make happen with just a few weeks. We need a few more weeks. We're about to launch some major developments that everybody's going to like even more than that. But that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. That would be real helpful. Anyone else? Shonda, we love having you a part of the program. I just connected the dots. Good to have you. Anyone else? What is an approved breadcrumb? We can go to the library and see if there is any breadcrumbs that you can buy off the shelf in the form of breadcrumbs. But breadcrumbs would be, and I'm sure these ladies can pitch in here and help, breadcrumbs would be any category 2 approved bread. And some of you ladies share. Sasha's not here with me. She makes breadcrumbs sometimes, and I know she puts them in the oven and then lets it dry out, but maybe somebody can share with you. But let me go see if there's something in the library. I don't know if there is, but we'll go check and see. Good question. library. Breadcrumbs, 2 words. I'm going to do 2 words and then 1 word, see what happens. Here's some right here. So we've got some examples. You could do some other searches. In fact, I got some in the pantry. I didn't realize that that was classified as a breadcrumb. But you got Bob's Red Mill textured vegetable protein that you can use. And then Pork King, that's the one I was talking about. Pork King has some, it's like breadcrumbs, but it's not breadcrumbs. So it says crumbs, and that's why it's pulled. This Thin Slim Foods love the taste low carb breadcrumbs. So there's another one. Probably got to get those online, coming from Thin Slim. But yeah, that's it. The Pork King they're like mock breadcrumbs, but you can also make your own breadcrumbs. Let me see if I can try just crumbs. Oh, I did that wrong. Crumb. I love that Pork King stuff. I love it. It's so good. Bread, shrimp, or chicken in it. Good gracious. Let's see. We got crumbled feta cheese crumbles. I don't see any others. But anyway, that was a tough one. Terry, my liver enzymes are down to not following this life more closely. I live so relieved now to get sugar down more. Yeah. Just consistency on the plan. We can normalize a lot of things that are ailing us. So praying for you. Michelle used TVP the last time she needed breadcrumbs, and that was in the library. That's a good replacement. Diane Malone, one of our fantastic members who's been very successful, says, I make breadcrumbs with Sara Lee 45-calorie bread, pop in the toaster and in the food processor. Thank you for contributing, Diane. Joey, so yesterday I ate an approved healthy choice meal, which I know is a meal replacement, but when logging it into my app last night, it also wanted to know a category. Yes, I finished that. You've already said rightly, MR. That's how I do it. Meal replacement, MR. Jessica, if you made French toast and made your dredge with egg whites and approved protein powder, how would that categorize? Got your breads a 2, egg whites is a 1, protein powder is a 1, so 1 plus 2 would be the category. Yellow column. Michelle says, I use my own bread and dry it out for crumbs. I also use my air fryer to make croutons with some 0-calorie spray. Great suggestions, everyone. That's why we're a family. Any other questions today? Is it okay to have 2 protein meats in the same eating episode? It is. As long as you're able to portion control it, you can. We want to be between 2 and 8 ounces on an approved day, a perfect day. A holiday doesn't matter. But on a perfect day, an eating episode, 2 to 8 ounces of meat protein. So if you wanted 4 ounces of chicken and 4 ounces of shrimp, you can do that. That's hitting the upper range. Ladies should probably fall around 4 to 6 ounces, and guys 6 to 8, typically. I don't any longer. I decided don't laugh. That's why I'm underweight, and I love it. I don't mean that as a bad thing, other than I'm gonna have to get a facelift, I guess. But from the neck down, feeling better than ever. And I try to eat the same portions that our ladies do or less, because I deal with mostly women, in the program. I love women. And I mean that is in a brotherly, better watch out what I say here, in a brotherly love way. And I like to know I like to really get on to my sisters sometime when they're telling me they're starving to death and I'm 6'3" eating less than they are. I like to really get in their wagon, so to speak, get on to them. Don't tell me that you're starving to death. I do it every day. So, yeah, I try to eat what y'all eat like y'all eat. So I back down on my protein. I try not to have but the minimum amount of protein because I want to see how that works with muscle preservation anyway. So it works fine for me. I'm from the neck down, I'm looking leaner and fitter, and I'm a man who eats like a woman. Ain't there a book about that? I forget the name of the book. I think Steve Harvey or somebody wrote it, but think like a man, a woman should think like a man. Well, I'm thinking like a woman as it relates to how I eat. Shonda said, the word family means more to me than you may know. As a child, I always wanted a family of my own. Had no judgment to my parents. They both loved me a lot. I still crave family. Thank you, Travis, for your sincerity. And I feel the same way. I've got, when it comes to my core family, my wife, my children, my mom and dad, my grandparents, extended family, I don't know very many of them. So I too have always craved family. And another reason being, even my mama might be watching this, but even within my own family, Shonda, I've always felt like the oddball. I always felt left out, and I felt like the oddball. And it took me some time to realize it's because I was going to have a different path. And I love to read about Jesus and what Jesus said when they said, your mother and your brethren are outside and they're trying to get in here. And Jesus said, let me show you who my mother and brethren are. It's those that do the will of the Father. What brings us together here is a type of family. It's not our core family, but this is a type of family because we all have some common goals. And I just love you, Shonda, in the Lord, and we're so glad that you're with us. And as it relates to our eating lifestyle and supporting one another and cheering for one another in Jesus, we are family. According to Christ, we are family. Appreciate your comment. Yeah, I no longer feel like the oddball. I've met enough people now that I'm family with that I don't feel like something's wrong with me. I never fit in with most of the men in my family. I just didn't have the same leanings that they had, and they were all great. I admired them all. And for years, I tried to fit my square peg into a round hole, and it didn't work. But God ordered my steps, and I found my family. Anyone else? Nicole Smith says she's on Facebook, and Nicole Smith says, we're glad to have you, Shonda. So that's Nicole. She's very sweet. She's on Facebook right now. Anyone else? Any other questions before we go today? All hearts and minds clear? Nothing that you perceive to be holding you back from having a perfect day today. Marie, got almost 6,000 steps in while walking during class. See, sometimes me being long-winded plays to your advantage. What's everybody having for dinner? I'm fasting today so that I can have an approved pizza. I'm going to have an approved pizza for dinner. I'm so looking forward to it that I'm fasting. It's approved, but I want a little extra. So I'm looking forward to that pizza. Got a lot of people having shrimp, fajita turkey, shrimp in foil. Sounds yummy. Fajita turkey burgers. Gail, pintos and Gail's taters. You're making me want pintos and cornbread, Jessica. Stop it. Stop it. You know, I love pintos, not canned, don't like them. I love crock pot pinto. I love pintos, pepper sauce, and cornbread. Lord have mercy. Got teriyaki chicken coming. Good. Brenda's having a 40X bar at church. Egg salad sandwich and Quest chips. Beautiful. I'm excited to get my husband on board this week. Please pray he has the strength to stick with it. He's been home recuperating from COVID pneumonia. God bless. And has been doing a lot of board snacking. We can get him out of that. We'll take one day at a time. Keep preaching this to those that struggle. You can do anything for one day, because then we'll build momentum, and one day will become two. The first perfect day will become 2 perfect days, and then later 2 perfect days, because you feel better. So you'll kind of come back to them. But if you can preach that, you can do anything for one day. Hey, I'll do it with you. And before you know it, they're doing 2, and then 3, and then 4. Show him a lot of grace. Oh, Jessica, I perceive that thou beest. I'm a King James boy most of the time. I read a lot of translations, but Jessica, I perceive thou beest a good cook. Maybe I'll get to see you one day again and sit under your table, because it sounds like you be a good cook. Terry says, I'm going to be traveling and we'll have a mini fridge and a microwave. What can I bring or buy to stay perfect? If you got a fridge and a microwave, a lot, right? You've got your health-wise meals, you got turkey, you got bread, you got mighty muffins. If you got a fridge and a microwave, hey, what approved food do you like? Bring it on. Get plenty of chips, nuts. The health-wise meals are they're perfect for on-the-go stuff. A Quest bar, a mighty muffin, a little peanut butter to put in your mighty muffin. Awesome. Sandra says, Big Mac salad. Boy, that's one of my favorite right there. Y'all making me hungry. Pork tenderloin and grilled veggies. Having a Reuben for lunch. Writing in my journal is a game changer. Amen. I love to hear that. Y'all know I love to hear that. Anyone else? Yeah, Marie says this is just like going to church. You may have a spouse that does not go with you, but when they see the difference in you, they will want to go. This is the same thing. When they see the difference Shibboleth makes, they will want it also. Great point. And I think that's why you see me doing what I do today, because before I was ever teaching it, I was carrying to the Mexican restaurant 3 times a week because of church, and I always carried my chips in with me. And I didn't sit around going, I wished I could have what y'all are eating. That don't cause anybody want to do it with you. But I always enjoy my chips. I'm like, what are you doing? Why you bring your own chips? And I'll say, mine don't cause a fat bust. And when they would eat those chips over there across from me, I'd go, psst, psst. And they'd say, what is that? Psst, why are you doing that? Them chips you eat is causing a fat bust to come. Psst, psst. It's just secreting your pancreas. Psst. What's the fat bust? That's how I started teaching, just trying to help people around me. They made fun of me. I made fun of them back, and I won. Because, I looked like I was having more fun with what I was eating. So only downside to that was they all started eating my chips and didn't pay me for them. Get your own chips. Marlene says, I'm having a salmon with salad. Awesome. Bobby Cartledge, brother, but how much have you lost, Bob? Bobby's had 14 perfect days in a row. If you're still with us, Bobby, how much have you lost from 14 perfect days in a row? Great job, bro. Any final questions? Bobby may have left us. Everybody good? All right, well, we're going to go on and work on some other stuff. We appreciate having everybody today, and we will see you, Lord willing. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. And don't forget, if you need help, info at myshibboleth.com, info@myshibboleth.com. And if you're struggling, you need one-on-one support, group sessions isn't your thing, don't forget you can go to www.mentor.genbook.com, mentor.genbook.com. Hey Charles, hey bro, good to have you, bro. All right, we'll see you next time. God bless.